Yeah. We won't bow down. Yeah. Yeah. They shut the gate too fast. Call it peace, call it class. But I see who they wave through, and I see who they ask to move. Porch lights on the same old block, same old story, same old talk. If your skin says you don't belong, they can make a wrong look strong. But the fences don't define us, and the fear they feel will blind us. Every face they try to hide still stands right here tonight. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Names get tossed like stones from a driveway built on loans. They pointed brown hands first, then pretend they don't rehearse. But the steps on every street carry more than whitewashed dreams. We belong where we stand, no permission in our hands. Yeah, and the silence won't protect you when the pattern keeps on showing. Every wall they build in pride makes the truth come back alive. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Let it crack, let it show. Every lie they try to grow, one by one the voices rise till the whole thing can't disguise. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down.
What it do, guys? It's your boy, the Juice. And as you all know, my name is Troy Bradshaw, but I go by the Juice. Listen, I just wanted to really get on tonight so we could kind of brainstorm here. Really look forward to opening up the phone lines tonight to just kind of communicate with some folks tonight. Just based on everything that's happened in the last, this past week, really, because the week's coming to an end. I mean, it is Sunday. And we've had some interesting developments surrounding the Nancy Guthrie case. I would love to get back to talking about Dolan Wells, although hopefully we could cover some of that later on tonight. Just due to lack of time, I don't think I'll have enough time to cover both. But I kind of wanted to re-bring up a little bit of what we went over yesterday, that being one of the recent pleas that Savannah just did. I mean, this week she's spoken out about 2 times. And then obviously the media release that Sheriff Nanos had just put out, and just a couple interviews that he also did as well. And it's kind of interesting because both of them spoke out twice this week, which is really interesting to me. And some people would argue the fact that Savannah's saying something and she knows something. Some people would argue that she doesn't, and she's just trying to dig up any little information that she can to bring her mother home. And for me personally, I'm back and forth with it. Originally, when I did think, when she put it out, in the beginning, I thought that, she doesn't really know anything. She's just really just trying to bring awareness to this case and keep the hope alive when it comes to Nancy Guthrie. Now, after watching Chris from the interview room, my thoughts have, I've questioned a few things along the way. He points out certain things that were mentioned multiple times. And the most interesting fact is Nancy's name is not mentioned one time in this plea, which is quite interesting. I don't know. I mean, but we do got to consider the fact that Savannah does. I mean, we know who she's talking about. So it's not like she necessarily, I guess, has to mention her mom's name, considering anytime that she does make a post, we know what it's going to be about. But at the end of the day, it's not really about Annie and Tommaso. It's not about, family friends. It's not about Savannah. It's about Nancy. So that's what's kind of odd to me. I mean, she definitely should have, I think, in my opinion, she should have mentioned her mom's name. It's been 184 days, guys, since Nancy's gone missing. We are at 184. I think I put 83 on this on the headline here, but it's okay. I'll change it pretty soon here. One thing I was sitting back and I was kind of thinking about is the fact that, what brought to mind my thought was a lot of people keep bringing up the gentleman that came by, which was, I think the last person that spoke about him was Criminal Network. The guy that thought, I think it was 857, was TMZ, because he came and he asked about how the neighborhood, felt about, what happened. And I want to pull that up real quick here, but what came to mind to me was, anybody who visits Nancy's house, normally they come back most times, or anyone who has visited, they've either already been there or they come back. What gets me is this guy, I mean, he's never came back, not one time from what I've seen. So it's quite interesting to me. Now, tonight I wanted to kind of compare some of the pleas that Savannah has put out, because some of the things that she's mentioning are very similar to the pleas prior to the most recent one that she just put out. And one of those things that Savannah mentions is the fact that they're in agony. It is unbearable. Someone needs to do the right thing. She implements that a lot. And nonetheless, the begging, she's begging for the community's help. What I find disturbing is she's begging for our help, but it's almost like at the same time, she's kind of trying to tell us how we should help. And for me personally, I don't really think that there's a way for somebody to help. I mean, everybody's going to have their own way of helping, bring awareness, bring hope, whatever it is that's, they find helpful to this case. They're going to do it in their own way. So I don't know if that sat with me too well based on the plea that she just put out, when she addressed the fact that, people they're not pretty much being helpful if they're trying to make money off of this. And I don't know who that was directed at either. I mean, Chris thinks that it's TMZ and other news media outlets. However, I honestly think she was talking about the streamers. One of the things that she mentions in that first plea is she goes on to say, tell us where to look. Tell us where to look for her. And then she emphasized by saying, I will not hide my face. She needs to come home now. And I think she mentioned this in that interview which she did with Hoda, or Hoda. I can't remember her name exactly. So this was the first time Savannah publicly acknowledged the family was like living a nightmare. They feared Nancy, might not, be alive. And hold on, I'm getting a phone call here. Too sure what's going on. We didn't get many phone calls last night. People were calling today though. My apology, guys. I was getting a phone call there. So, anyways, one of the things that she mentions in that first plea is she says, "I will not hide my face. She needs to come home now." This was the first time that Savannah, publicly acknowledged that, the family was living a nightmare. And she says, the family was, she says that, they feared Nancy, might not be alive. They were begging the kidnapper just to simply do the right thing. They were also offering that $1 million reward for information. So sum it up, pretty much, she mentions, agony, desperation, and it's, for the most part, it's a direct message to the kidnapper, and she requests for mercy, and it's a plea for direction, to tell us where to, pretty much to tell us where to look. It was hope mixed with, like fear to me. And she promised that the family would not stop looking, that they wouldn't stop searching. And then on the second plea, she said that the family said that they've done everything that, that they've asked of them. And she also mentioned that they've done their part. She says, we've done our part. This was interpreted as, Savannah was confirming they followed instructions from the ransom, communications, which I don't know if I could really say that they did, because I don't know if you would consider playing any, the fact that they wanted proof of life playing games, or the fact that they did everything that they were supposed to do, because they demanded something and they didn't just simply do what they were told. So I guess you could say that they kind of broke the rules just a little bit. By demanding that. I mean, and they weren't talking to anybody because nobody responded, I guess, if you could, might as well assume that. Although we know someone wrote this ransom note, right? So, in this second plea, she also acknowledged the possibility Nancy might, she might not be alive. This was the first time Savannah hinted that, she was, she thought her mom was no longer with us, or they were in fear. And, she also said, we need to know what happened. We need to bring her home. And it was almost like it was kind of like a softer approach, kind of like a heartbreaking shift from the first plea. And then she asked for the public's help. She urged anyone who recognized the ransom note's handwriting or, had any information to come forward. She said that the family was living in unbearable agony. And she uses that word a lot. Agony. Her emotional tone was much stronger, it seemed like to me, in this second plea that she did. So I would say the difference between, the first plea and the second plea was shock, the fear, hope, asking for mercy, when she, kind of asked for direction, saying, tell us where to look. That's what the first plea was asking. And then that second plea was more like desperation. And then she kind of accepted the possibility of the tragedy, which was, her mom being, no longer with us. And there was like a sense of kind of like pressure toward the kidnapper. And, she obviously had a call for help, through the public. And then, there was that emotional collapse that she had. She broke down as she, and really in reality, she's done that any time that she's spoken of her mom. So I don't know. I think she collapses all the time, if you ask me. But could the reason why the sheriff, hasn't done the little things or reached out to the Cajun Navy for help be because he knows what's going on? Could the reason why he hasn't had people like the Cajun Navy come help and search be because he knows who is exactly responsible for who took Nancy? We've all seen like many crime stories where the suspect, or they've where they've suspected somebody to be responsible, but they just can't gather enough evidence, to convince the DA or make the arrest. Period. You know, could it be that they have strong suspicions? They have circumstantial evidence. They have behavioral indicators. They have digital clues. They have inconsistent statements. They have a likely timeline. Could that all be possible? Because we know that they need probable cause, they need physical evidence, they need forensic confirmation, they need a confession. They all these things could be something that could give them the probable cause that they need, like even a probable link or a witness. I don't know, but without those, I don't think that they would be able to make an arrest. Even if internally they believe that they know who is responsible, they need those things to make an arrest. Is what we just recently saw, is it just another distraction for the public to look the other way? I feel like throughout this case we've had a lot of these where it just seems like there's, they just want to keep us busy for the time being, and they really know exactly what's going on. Is what we're seeing from Savannah, just the fact that she has some type of empathy toward whoever this person may be who's responsible for taking Nancy. I can't call it, guys. I really can't call it. Big welcomes, those of you guys tuning in. Shouts to everybody tuning in tonight. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate everybody sending the jewels. Much love. I set a goal. I figured we'd try it. I don't know. I've never done it before. If we reach our goal with the super chats tonight, we will do a moonwalk on the next stream. I don't know. I really wasn't looking forward to doing any of that. I just wanted to try the goal thing that they had on here. I've never done it. I figured, hey, let's do it. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if it's effective. So if you see that, you can ignore it, or you could take me up on it. But I really wanted to get on for us to just kind of all brainstorm, reread this media release, well, not even reread the whole thing, just kind of go through it. I mean, it'd probably be best to reread it, talk about this new plea that Savannah just recently put out. I love what Chris had to say today. It definitely got me thinking, that's for sure. Does Savannah know more than what she's telling us? Is it possible that Annie and Tommaso are our primary suspects and she just wants to give them the benefit of the doubt for the time being? But if so, how long do you wait? Have they really been communicating and talking to one another? Where is Annie and Tommaso? Where are they? What are they doing? I can't call it, guys. I really can't call it. I don't really know where I stand with this case anymore. I don't know what to think anymore. I want to chime in, and say a quick prayer here, of course, for Nancy here, as usual. Say a prayer for all the missing people out there. Say a prayer for all the people who are going through challenging things in life. I just want to let everybody know I've been trying to keep everybody in my prayers, and just continuing to just not only get on here and try to stay consistent, but continuing to just send blessings everyone's way. Feel free to chime in to join me here for a quick prayer here. Of course, I like to start the stream off with prayer. And obviously, we'll continue here once we conclude our prayer. Prayer for Nancy, guys. Feel free to join me here. You guys know I like to start it off with a prayer here. Prayer for Nancy. Dear Heavenly Father, I just wanted to take this time out to wish all the people amongst this channel in life, friends, family, the people on this platform that cover this case, as in streamers. I just want to pray that, Father, you just continue to watch over us all, continue to just encourage us all to do the right thing, and, watch over our families. And, I just hope that you heal those that are going through something and help them in every way that you can. Continue to watch over the Guthrie family, and just all the people that are affected by not only this case, but things that are going on that are personal in their life. And Father, I just want to pray that you not only just keep us safe, but pray that you help us bring closure to this case, and help us, get to the bottom of what's going on here. Help us just get simply justice revolving around the Guthrie case and any case, as well as the Nolan Wells case. Dear Father, I want to thank you for just blessing me with the opportunity, as always, to get on the stream and continue to cover these cases and communicate with such lovely, beautiful people here that are a part of this channel here. In dear Jesus' name, amen. And as always, guys, I would love to take a moment of silence. Yeah, we got the fro today. I got a hair appointment pretty late tonight. It's actually in the next 2 hours, so I know I won't be on for too long tonight. I try to keep it braided, but I had to rock the fro today. I like rocking the fro every now and again, but I've gotten so used to getting it braided that I have to. Sometimes every now and again I'll be okay with the fro, at least for a little while. Hey, much love to you, Coffee. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. He says, miss seeing you out there, but I understand. Hey, you never know. I might get back out there one of these days. I've been thinking about it, maybe to just do some quick coverage. I probably won't go out there and stay for hours like I normally did, but I may be going back out to Nancy's just to do like just a document. But other than that, I won't be going out there to stay hours, just to avoid the trouble. Much love to Connie. Thanks so much for the 5 gifted memberships. As always, God bless you, Connie. Wow. Insane, man. Love to see it. And if you are officially a member, those being Rocky, Jenny, Lily, as well as Rose, make sure you thank Connie for the gifted membership. She's always showing love, supporting here on the channel. Keeping It Real says no one can call it. Man, I know. It seems like some people can, according to some people. Some people are confident that they know. I mean, some people are sure that Savannah is sending a message here specifically to somebody. And I've heard a lot of people say that it's Eddie and Tommaso that she's directly talking to. So, I mean, some people can call it. I just can't. And I don't want to just throw somebody out there that I'm not sure of. And I think a lot of us are in fear of being wrong when it comes to pointing the finger at somebody. But if you feel like, I mean, it's how you feel is how you feel. I mean, no one can help that. I mean, it is what it is. And that's just how it is in the world, I guess. I mean, people are going to point the finger regardless, no matter how much people get on here that do cover these cases, try to refrain from, specifically pointing out a person that they think might be responsible for this. The world is going to say what the world wants to say regardless. So it's not really much you could do about it. And the majority of the world thinks that Annie and Tommaso are responsible for this, which is crazy. Still to this day. So I don't know. For me personally, I still haven't landed my plane when it comes to that, so I can't just throw them under the bus like that. However, they still have been hiding out. The fact that Savannah is continuously speaking for the entire family does raise more question for me. You know, why can't they speak for themselves? It's not going to put their safety at risk speaking out and supporting their mother. I mean, this is their mom, guys. This is their mom. If you had children and you passed away, and I get it, some people are probably going to disagree, but for me personally, I'll speak for myself. If you had children and you passed away, would you want one of your children speaking for all of you, or would you want all of your children speaking for you? You know, and not only that, what's more powerful, you know, than all of your children standing up for your, you know, for closure and just justice to figure out what happened to your mom. You know, I just don't know why they have not said anything. Like, say something. Say something. It's not going to hurt to come out and say, hey, we're still looking for our mom. We truly want to find answers. Savannah isn't her only child. You know, she does have other children. Cameron, come out, say something. Say something. I mean, why is it so? I mean, is it because she's doing better than everybody in the family? Does that give her right to speak out amongst everybody? I don't understand that. I mean, Annie knows how to speak. She's a writer. She's a poet, so she knows how to put something together to, you know, project herself correctly. Or I mean, there's really no proper way to speak out. So I mean, she could speak out and say something. But I get it. I get it. There is always that one person in the family that speaks amongst all more than, you know, each person that is a sibling of a mother or just a loved one in general. But and it doesn't matter what the public wants and the public thinks, but the public wants to hear from Annie and Tommaso. You know, the public wants to be able to help. Would it be helpful if Annie and Tommaso speak out? I think so. I think it would be helpful. I think it would. Are they going to get criticized more than they've already been criticized? Probably so. Probably so. Probably so. FinFan, good to see you back though. Protectly me 470, welcome here. Melissa, welcome, and Judy, welcome. Tom, welcome. Tom says the best poetry comes in form of Tommaso hit Doomgaze album by Early Black. Interesting. I've never really looked much into any of his albums, and I've honestly never even read Annie's poems either. I think once I heard they were dark, I lost a little bit of interest in trying to see what they really say. And I've heard people read them, and I'm not gonna lie, I've lost interest on the poems just because of how dark people explain that they are. Multi-Chick Big Welcome says, people been making up crap about Juice in other chats. We know what you're saying. Don't tell us we see the flip-floppers. What have they been making up? What happened? What did I miss? It's all right. That's just part of the game. That's how it goes. Tell us what happened. What happened? I don't mind. I don't mind you letting us know. Dina Big Welcome, she says, most tragedies with big headlines, you generally see one spokesperson, whether it be family or someone close to the family. That's what I've seen anyway. I guess I could agree with that. And I mean, things are going to get twisted up regardless when it comes to these cases, especially these big ones like this that are national, easily. So I think that's just part of the game. Carolina says, so many victims' families speak out. She says, Kyron, Holman's mom wasn't a professional speaker, but she learned how to do it. She still does. Good point. Lori says, Kathy, they are good friends, especially since his wife got shot. Democrats can't, I don't know what these guys are talking about. Democrats can't have friends. Democrats are just as good as Republicans. At least I'm not a convicted felon. I'm not. Whoa, what's happening? What's going on? What did we miss here in the chat? Jesus, chat. Relax. Good evening, June. Good to see you back in the chat, though, June. But stories in this case they've been twisted since day one. Since day one. I want to pull up the plea that Savannah just recently put out here. I want to kind of try to dissect some of the things that she says in it just a little bit here. And I'll start with a video here from Chris here. He mentioned a few things on the interview room. We'll play a short clip of what Chris had to say surrounding the most recent plea that Savannah had just put out here.
So in this message, I want to count the word hour. And the word hour is used 5 times.
AZ Gal, how you doing?
Our mom, our family, our situation, our part, our hearts. So Savannah is speaking for everyone.
Guys, I don't know, just real quick, because people keep asking and they think I know everything, I guess. I don't know if Alex got arrested. As far as I know, he did not get arrested at all. So whatever was put out there, I'm pretty sure it's a lie and it's all made up. Maybe when you catch him live, maybe ask him and see. As far as I know, though, he did not get arrested at all. So I'm assuming wherever you guys heard this from was definitely a lie. So anyways, I want to read through this just real quick. I know we read through this yesterday in regards to the plea that Savannah just recently put out. If you want to do okay, yes, everybody's talking about Alex right now. Yeah, we love Alex, man. I support him here, but again, I don't know if he got arrested or not. I am not going to say something I don't know, guys. So if I knew, I'd be more than happy to tell you guys. I don't mind you guys asking and whatnot either. I just really don't know. So, but as far as I know, he didn't. So, but if you guys find out, let me know. I mean, I'd be more than I would love to know, I guess. But I don't know anything. I did see something that popped up this morning though. So. But I just didn't believe it. So be careful what information you guys get. You know, be careful of the stuff that you stumble across, because this might not always be true, and there's always going to be things constantly coming up that aren't true about, you know, Alex, JLR, a lot of the streamers here. It's just how it goes, man. These guys are growing and getting bigger on this platform every day. So people are going to try to mislead people when it comes to things that are going on in their life. So just be careful. So anyway, we went through this yesterday. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. And I just want to kind of, you know, talk about this plea that she's put out just yesterday. And I think somebody's calling. We'll be taking some calls in a minute here. We won't take no calls just yet. So bear with me here. It won't be long, trust me. So just hang in there. We'll take some calls here in just a minute here. So anyway, so in this plea that Savannah just puts out, this is how she starts it. She says, "This is our beautiful mom." And remember, Chris, it says she mentions our about 6-7 times. So she says, "This is our beautiful mom." And she starts it off kind of like what he's saying. She's speaking for everybody. She goes on to say, "6 months ago, someone took her out of her bed in the dead of night. We have lived every moment, every breath, and every heartbeat in agony and despair ever since. Every single day we wake up and try to be strong and go on because that's what our joyful and resilient mom taught us to do. But make no mistake, our hearts are ruined." I think she meant to say ruin, but she says ruins. So maybe not, maybe not. She says our hearts are ruins. Cam and Christine, and I'm assuming Christine is maybe his wife or something. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Christine. I haven't heard much about her. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Annie and Tommaso. She says Annie is Tommy. Tommy is Tommaso. She calls Tommaso Tommy, which kind of tells me maybe they do have somewhat of a relationship, or that's just what Andy calls him. Mike and me, with Mike is her husband, we spend every waking moment thinking of her, longing for her, looking for her. There is a hole inside us that can never be filled. There is an ache that cannot be softened. And there is a determination in us that cannot be quenched to find out what happened to her so that we can give her the dignity of a proper goodbye, a celebration of her remarkable life that she so deserves. She so deserves. She's talking about Nancy. I don't know if it's fair or not that she didn't mention Nancy and she refers to Nancy as she. But we'll continue here because that's one of the things that's bothering a lot of people is the fact that she's not mentioning her mother's name. So she goes on to say, "We are begging for her for help. We are desperate. We need someone to come forward. Someone knows something. Someone suspects something. Someone recognizes the writing, the ransom demand notes. Someone recognizes the writing in the ransom demand notes. Someone has noticed something different, strange, troubling, or just unusual, perhaps with someone they deeply love." And that's what gets me right there. I'm going to read that again. Someone has noticed something different, strange, troubling, or just unusual, perhaps with someone they deeply love. Now, I don't know if this is Savannah trying to kind of just get into the minds of someone who is, responsible for this, or it almost sounds like she's directly talking to someone that is close to Nancy or knows Nancy very well. And then she adds after that, perhaps they are afraid to come forward. Perhaps they are conflicted. Perhaps they are angry or upset for being in this situation. It was this very comment here in the in this plea that really struck me in a different way, and I don't know why exactly. So this just paragraph here hit me different. She says, "You can do so anonymously. The reward is available. There is a way to end this situation and do the right thing." Now, we know Annie and Tommaso haven't, said anything. They've been just kind of sitting back wherever they are. And Let me see here. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds here. Oh, God, I can't find the video. It's okay. So we know that, Annie and Tommaso, they've been kind of sitting back, and wherever they are, they are where they are. We don't know where they're at. We don't know, whether or not they're even still here in Tucson, Arizona. We don't know nothing. We don't know anything. Do we find that bothering? I think some people find it quite disturbing. Some people say they understand because Annie and Tommaso are not only in fear for their safety, but they want to protect their son. But is there a possibility that she's giving them the benefit of the doubt and waiting for them to simply come forward? Why is it so that Sheriff Nanos hasn't reached out for any help whatsoever or let anybody come help when it comes to the people that are very capable of, finding answers and solving even other cases, not just this one, like the Cajun Navy? I could say that 1,000 times and it still doesn't make any sense to me. Why hasn't anybody that sat down with Sheriff Nanos asked that question? I haven't heard one interviewer sit down and ask Sheriff Nanos why he rejected the help of the Cajun Navy. And I would really like to know if he's going to decline answering that question or not. He may answer that. But it sounds like it just seems like that she's simply talking to somebody in the family. And it almost sounds like she really knows who this is. She says, "We are real people facing real grief, doing the best that we can, and counting our many blessings along the way, most especially the prayers and love from good people, which we feel deeply. We need your prayers. We need your kindness. We need the good to be stronger than the evil. If you are following this story for entertainment or for profit, you are not on her side. You are part of the harm perpetrated against her." And I think this part bothers people. We will never stop looking for answers, and we will never stop looking for the light. We will always be hoping and praying and believing in the best of our world in spite of circumstance. This is what our faith makes possible. Please bring her home. Man, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I just think it's a matter of time before people really start figuring this out and figuring out what is really going on here. This has gotten so crazy. We're at a point where there's some things that I could never even imagine. And it's the fact that there are people even turning on Savannah. People are no longer even supporting the things that Savannah is putting out there. And that's just sad to me. I hate to see that because she's grieving. She's going through a lot, and this is not just Savannah who took a loss here. I mean, her kids seem like they were very close to Nancy. Despite her kids, I mean, even the son of Annie and Tommaso, Cameron, other family members that we've probably haven't heard about or we don't know about. I mean, there's probably more to the family than, we've heard about the uncle. There's obviously more people in their family that have been brought to the public's attention, but she's not the only one who's hurt here. So, I mean, it's a lot more than simply just Savannah being hurt here. And you never know. Hearing from somebody else in the family like Annie and Tommaso could very much so help somebody want to come forward. Perhaps it has nothing to do with anybody in the family. Maybe this could provoke this person to want to come forward. But why? This person has got away with this for 6 months now. Why would her plea provoke them to just want to do the right thing? Why is pretty much repeating yourself, adding a little bit more, going to provoke this perpetrator to do the right thing? If it didn't work the first and the second time, why would doing that on top of begging the public be helpful to, bringing the perpetrator home? The only thing I could think of is the fact of somebody knowing who this is and them giving in and coming forward. But I don't think there's anything in this world that you could say to the perpetrator right now, if it's not family, that's going to provoke them to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go turn myself in and I'm going to tell them exactly what's going on here. I don't see that. But could we get lucky and somebody come forward that does know this guy who is responsible for this? Yeah, very possible. But those are the things for me that just make me feel like it's got to be family. And if it is, I don't think the perpetrator is somebody who's, I don't think the person that we see on that footage is anybody in the family. I think that this person was hired. I'm still up in the air due to the fact that it was staged. However, I think the person that we're seeing in this video was most certainly hired to do this. I don't see it being Tommaso. I don't see it being Luke. I don't see it being Colella. And speaking of Colella, if he had the information that seems like it's been sealed, well, some things, then I think that they would have made an arrest by now. Otherwise, they're just keeping it for evidence to use it for other reasons, I guess, maybe in a court, or it's part of the gathering of the evidence and they need a little bit more. I don't know. I just don't think Colella knows anything at all. But how did he get their number? I mean, we know how he got their number, but seriously, how did he really get their number? I think people question that all the time.
And you see a progression in this based on the last statement on Instagram. The first couple of notes, it was Savannah and Annie. Then the next day, it's Cameron who says, I'm now speaking for the family. And we've never heard why he never came back and spoke for the family again. He just evaporated. Then the third one is everybody, holding hands and Savannah speaking for the family again.
Why did Cameron come back? Why haven't we heard from Cameron again? Good point, Chris. Why? And why hasn't he came back? Why haven't we heard a peep from him? I mean, because originally in the beginning of time, remember, he did his own plea at one point in time. And this was in the beginning of the case. Why hasn't he came back? Does Cameron know something that we don't know? Does Cameron know? I mean, it almost seems like they might just know who it is, but they cannot say right now because they're having some type of empathy toward whoever this is.
And everything since the Dateline series, the Today Show, everybody's wearing yellow. Savannah's back. Everybody's, we can't believe it. What's going on? All the advertising's running. Ratings are going through the roof. The NBC executives are excited. They're rolling in the dough. Advertisers are happy. They got a combo plate with the Olympics and the biggest story in the country. It's all happening simultaneously. But listen to this note very carefully. I'm coming on today with a very specific message. Now, remember the idea that they do everything in sync. Cameron, Savannah, and Annie. So I'm assuming this message was approved by everybody and that everybody is in sync with each other.
Sam, thanks so much for continuing to be a member here of the channel here. Now a member for 3 months in gold. She says, keep being you. Much love. Much love to you, Sam. I appreciate that a lot. Man, that means you don't know how much that means to me right now. It's been a struggle lately. So much love. I appreciate that. It reminds me, I do have actually loyal people on this channel that truly support me in the channel. Truly appreciate it. Oregon Dude says it's definitely not Savannah's fault that this happened to their mom. See, now that's a comment that I personally couldn't be certain of. I just can't say. I would have to disagree with that. We don't know that because she's the one who's highly famous. She's the one who brings the most attention to the Guthrie family. So that's hard to say that it's not possible, So I don't know what convinces you so much that, to think that she's not, not necessarily that it's her fault, I guess, but the fact that this happened because of her success, I guess. I guess you can't blame her and say it's her fault because, so I guess I agree with that to an extent. You can't blame her. It's not her fault. She can't do anything about her success. I mean, you are who you are. So I guess, I can agree with that. But I can't say that it didn't happen because of who she is. I mean, even though her own brother was saying that, this happened because of her, and I don't think he was blaming her. I think he was just saying, I think it's somebody who has been looking into you, and it may have been, something that she has done in the past or someone that she may have interviewed. We still don't know. We don't know. But would it have something to do with her if it were somebody in the family, though? What could have Savannah done to somebody in the family that would provoke them to want to do this to her mom or their own family member?
Because it starts out. It's been months since our mom was taken from us, plural, both sides. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end.
Hey, much love, Fred. I don't look younger at all, man. I look older today.
Our situation has changed.
So she has several Epstein interviews, though. There's more than one. I think she had about 6 or 7 or something like that. So she interviewed with about 6 to 7 different Epstein survivors, from what I've heard. And I have watched a couple of the interviews. I've never watched any of them fully. But the thing is, these are survivors, though, which is kind of interesting because why would survivors come back to bite you in the butt for interviewing these survivors? Why wouldn't they go after the survivors rather than Savannah? But Savannah can be very aggressive. So, who knows? I mean, maybe she asked certain questions that made somebody super upset. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand why the interviewer could provoke somebody to want to make them pay for something to this extent. I don't understand that. And I think that's the one thing that we've questioned in the beginning of time, whether or not it could have been something to do with the Epsteins. But I think it's one thing in this case that was brought up and everybody just kind of looked past, and we never really, I mean, it's still brought up occasionally. But I've never really seen anybody make much of a segment out of it. You know, I think most people kind of look past it when it comes to the Epsteins. And the Epsteins is a lot. That would be one case that I would love to cover, is the Epstein files. I mean, that would be great.
We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her. That's going to be important because of the next letter. We will always ache for her. Feel that hole in our, we will always ache for her. Feel that hole in our hearts. The world can be cruel and unforgiving, and an unforgiving place.
Much love,
And I
Kim.
know
Love you.
have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, now she's gone from her family to her request, begging you to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it's never too late to do the right thing. Help us bring this situation to an end.
See, when Chris breaks it down like that, it gets me thinking. And one other thing is that grabs my attention when she mentions the fact that she says, we've done our part. What does Savannah mean when she says we have done our part? Is she specifically getting at the fact that they done their part in regards to the, you know, the ransom note that was sent out, as far as the demand? Because in all reality, let's just say she's talking about the ransom note. The ransom letter initially demanded millions of dollars in Bitcoin. So if she's saying that they done their part, I would have to disagree with that in that regard, because they didn't give them any money. They demanded proof of life after the fact. So if Savannah's talking about the fact that she's done their part, or they've done their part in regards to the ransom note, they didn't. They didn't. And I think that's something that she regrets. And I would assume that the FBI was the one who told her, hey, don't send anything. Hold off on that for now. But I think they could have easily just debunked this whole situation itself if they would have just simply sent that money. But, you know, what is she saying? What is she saying? And somebody maybe can enlighten me and tell me what they think, and maybe that'll change my thoughts a bit. I don't really have a specific thought on what she's getting at, but maybe somebody can help me. I don't see what she's talking about when she says we've done our part. Does she mean the fact that, you know, they've looked for Nancy as much as they can? They've done everything possible to look for Nancy, to bring her home? To me, it's either that, or it's her saying that they've done their part in regards to responding to everything that they were told to do in this ransom note. But they couldn't have, because they didn't send the money.
For all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done, I believe there's
General Genobi says, you know, if the case is solved, they catch whomever, and even if they confess, many people still don't believe it. It still will be some ratchet conspiracies. People are convinced. Much love for the $10 super chat. Yeah, I would have to say I agree with that. I think there's going to be still people trying to twist up the story, even when the story has come to an end. And we've got our guy. I definitely very much so think that that's a big possibility. I see that happening 100% for sure. No doubt. Sandra says she would have been gone even if they sent the money. I agree. I think Nancy would not be here anymore if they would have just sent that money. But I think not only would have debunked that being in question anymore, I also think that they would have had an opportunity to track this person down because of the activity that could have took place in the Bitcoin. So, remember they did put a little bit of money into the Bitcoin to see if there would be any movement. However, there really wasn't, at least not enough to track anybody down. But when you have millions of dollars, I think it might have been more of an opportunity to try to bring, whoever this is that's responsible for the kidnapping down. So who knows though, because that could have very much so led up to somebody who's just trying to get some money out of the situation. And in reality, they don't have anything to do with it. But still, it would have debunked this whole thing being a thing. I think perhaps they would have sent the money. This may not even have been in question. We may have been able to dismiss the factor of a ransom even being a thing or being true at all. So I think she regrets that. I think that's something that she's going to regret for the rest of her life, as far as not putting any money to see if there was any movement in that Bitcoin account. Is it even Savannah that's writing these pleas that are coming out? Because these pleas are saying the same thing, except for there's other things that are added to these pleas that are being put out. Is it her team that she has that she's got that does things for her, or is it actually coming straight from Savannah? Yeah, some people say that they've gotten us all away from the house so they could do whatever they needed to do. It's possible. Sheila says for SG to make her living covering news and counting on people tuning in to see her, she sure is making a lot of people dislike her over all of this. I agree. It's really starting. People are really starting to turn on Savannah, and it's kind of sad. I hate to see it, but it's what's happening for sure. G-Ma Tam Tam, good to see you. Big welcomes, by the way. Jackie, good to see you in the chat here. Sam Lam, big welcome. She said, did the perp buy their Happy Meals and fries with the $152 yet? Interesting. Very funny. Karen says, Juice, what about the 84-year-old woman who was found in the desert and taken to the hospital and never heard anything about it again? Could she be at Mark Kelly's house? I don't think so. There was a woman that went missing. I covered that, and I didn't even realize I was covering it, that had the same name as Nancy, just different last name, that did actually wander off, and they were able to find her. But as far as any other 84-year-old lady found in the desert and taken to the hospital, I'm not too familiar with that. Annie Bruno says, yes, I believe that Juice, after they got everyone out, then when nobody's talking much, they come up with something new. It almost feels like that, right? It's almost like a domino effect. Sheriff Nano speaks out. Here comes, Savannah coming out with a plea. But you got to keep in mind too, guys, they're doing this for like it's an anniversary, because it's the 6-month mark. So they feel the need to speak out because we've reached a certain peak in this investigation, which we've reached the half-a-year mark. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. We haven't got anywhere for months. What are we waiting for? We're not getting anywhere. So yeah, I mean, if we are where we stand today, yeah, it's going to be another two months from now, then we're going to reach the 8-month mark. Are we going to come out and say something because we've reached this specific timeline in the the amount of time that, you know, Nancy's gone missing, I don't really like that. I don't know why that doesn't sit well with me, but I guess that's just how it goes when it comes to crime. I guess crime cases. I don't know. But for me personally, I'm putting my mom's name out there every day that I can, and anything that comes to mind, I'm not going to hesitate on it. I'm going to put it out there. When it comes to feeling, if there's anything new, I'm putting it out there. If it's something that could be helpful to the public, put it out there. If it doesn't affect the case, put it out there. Why do we have to wait the 6-month mark to make a plea statement, or release the rest of the ransom letter? What's the special thing about that? And why did they wait anyways? If you remember watching Tommaso going in and out of the house taking things, I didn't see him take anything. I did see him meet somebody there at one point in time. And he went in the back near the casita and did whatever he did. I don't know what he did exactly, though. Shouts Angie, hope all is well. Still praying for you. Still hoping for the best. She says, we are here. Tell Dad I said hello. Love from me to Angie and her dad. Good to see you. She says, we're here. Dad said, why is poetry in the letter? The line in the letter is out of a book. We seen it. Remember, we sent you the guy's name that wrote the book. Interesting. Maybe I forgot. I don't even remember. Caroline says, I spent more time looking for strangers' dogs that are missing than she has for her mom. And it's bothering that to a lot of people that Annie and Tommaso or Savannah and nobody in the family is out here looking. What a story, guys. It's a very unique story, that's for sure. Mustang, thanks so much for becoming a member of the channel, man. Shouts Mustang Sally for becoming a member of the channel. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the team, Mustang. God bless. B Renee says, I think the whole family needs to go to prison. Dang. It does not make sense. She would ask everyone to stop talking about it. I think the second note was meant to stop people from talking. Also, her crying with Hoda were fake. Real tears fall from in her eyes. Interesting point, Kim. I just didn't like the fact, and it reminded me of Annie, because remember Annie, when they did the first plea that they did, when they were talking to whoever did the ransom letter, I didn't like the way that Hoda was trying to make it seem like she was really affected by the situation. And for me, you know, maybe she was. I'm not going to question it much, but if emotion is emotion, guys. If you're going to cry, you're going to cry. But when you forcefully try to make yourself cry, it's only going to make the worldview more judgmental of what's really going on. To me personally, I don't know if Hoda really had much filter for Savannah. But it didn't really sit with me well when you look at Hoda in that interview, and it looks like she's really trying to, get emotion, get emotions out that are not there. I mean, when they come, they come. That's how emotion is. You can't help emotion. You can hold emotion in, but you can't force emotion.
No, I do. I believe that. I think she would have been just amazed. Just truly amazed.
One of the images that stayed with me through all of this was you and Annie and Tommaso walking up and looking at the flowers and at the notes. As I saw that, I thought, I wonder if Savannah's going inside, and what that must have felt like for you to go inside of your mom's, your childhood home, your mom's house.
Yeah, I mean, this is the house that we grew up in. It's really the only house I've ever known and remember. So we moved there when I was about 4, I think. It's the house where I came home on a Friday night at 16, and my mom and sister were on the couch praying and told me that my father had died.
Man, they got enough money to shut down the block if they wanted to do anything they wanted to at that house. So that's why sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if they would make the effort to make an arrest to just get us out of the neighborhood. But for me, I always think, why don't they come to the house and reminisce on the childhood memories that they had? Why don't they come to Nancy's house and do something special there for their mom? You know, what's stopping the family from getting together at this point? You know, why is it only the beginning of time that they have to come together and speak to whoever this is, that may be responsible for, what took place here? And why did Cameron leave so soon? What provoked him to leave so quickly? Why isn't he here on her side? Why aren't they visiting out in New York and talking about this amongst one another? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
In good years and lean years, they were able to hold on to that house.
You see, Hoda's she's trying to force emotion, and you can't do that. You can't force tears that aren't there to
They
come.
were able to hold on to that house.
That's just not real.
They were able to hold on to that house. That's my mom's. Able to hold on to that house. They were able to hold on to that house. That's my mom's. They were able to hold on to that house. That's my mom's safe haven. It was really hard to see that violated, and the terror that she must have felt is unbearable. It's unbearable.
Tell me, while you were spending all this time in Tucson, your kids were home.
Hoda, you're not even
Spending all
crying.
this time in
She's not
Tucson.
even crying. What are you wiping? You're not even crying. She's not even
Hey.
crying.
While you were spending all this time in Tucson, your kids were home.
You can't cry, don't cry. If you can't cry, don't cry. There's nothing to force out if there's no tears. You can't force tears. You can't force tears. You can hold an emotion, but you cannot force it. I don't know why that interview always didn't. It's never sat with me very well. And neither did the plea when they first initially put that first plea out. Just looking at the way, just trying to read and understand Annie's emotion, it never sat with me very well. And I'm not saying that Annie's a suspect or, she's responsible for what happened to Nancy, but if it isn't there, it's not there. And you got to remember, millions of people are watching, so that's not going to, that's not going to help the way people feel about the situation. It's only going to raise question and bring the wrong attention to the investigation that's taking place here. It's not going to help. And you should know that you're the primary suspect when, you're the family of a missing person, especially when they don't have any idea who's responsible for this. What a Wonder says, Savannah feels the attention she's brought to her mom, though media caused the abduction in some way. That is why she said what she said. Interesting. She brought to her mom through media caused the abduction in some way. That is why she said what she said. Well, maybe she did. Maybe she did. A lot of people say that, it all spiraled out from the last time that she took her mom out to eat, the day when they show her meeting with the U of A students, and then she's, eating, and then Annie's right there. They're out at their favorite restaurant. A lot of people think that day is what kind of spiraled into somebody, abducting Nancy. I don't think so. I think if it did, if somebody was looking into them, this was already in the works long before that. Much love, Golden. I appreciate that. Yeah, for those watching right now, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't subscribed. Subscribe to the channel here. We're trying to get to the 2,200 mark here, 22,000 subscribers, and we're fairly close. We've been up and down as of lately, and it's all part of the game. It's okay. I mean, I am here for the growth. However, I'm not going to sweat it. Although it's been a little frustrating trying to get over the hump and get to that 2,200 mark. It's probably the most struggle I've had trying to get to 22,000 subscribers. But I just got to get better, figure things out. I got some work to do on this platform, that's for sure. So I can't dwell on it too much. Carolina says, has anybody checked Pima County records on AT&T's house to see if there's any lions on it by now? I have not. I think that the home is where it's been standing. I don't think that they've done anything to the home that, I think you're trying to say that have just to look into it to see if they might be trying to sell the home, or they may have maybe taken any loans out on the home or anything like that. I don't think they have, to be honest, but who knows? I just wonder how they're supporting themselves. And what's crazy is let's go back to the ransom notes just real quick. Not the ransom notes, I'm sorry, the plea that Savannah just put out. No, not even the plea, because she states, not only does she state that in the plea, but let's go to the media release just real quick here. And I want to talk about that just real quick, because one of the things that they pointed out as far as the public's assistance, because they asked for, the public's assistance when it comes to taking notice of any things that could bring some type of attention to the fact that, this person could be out there somewhere. So, perhaps, and this is the thing for me, this is what I had to kind of talk about yesterday, was who would you really take notice of? Because, out in the free world, you're not going to just assume that somebody's responsible for Nancy's kidnapping if you take notice of their mood or display of like anxiety or nervousness or irritability. Those are not simply indicators that say, oh, well, this person is probably responsible for Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping. So it sounds more so like it's aimed at somebody like the family knows, or somebody that knows of the family or is fairly close to the family, to me. Or maybe it's somebody that of, that's, somebody that, doesn't really personally know that they could take notice of these things. But speaking of, one of the things that they pointed out was normal routine changes, missing work, classes, or appointments. Wouldn't that apply to Tommaso? Because he did have a job. He was working as a teacher. So is there any change in their mood, or, wouldn't that could be considered something that has changed amongst those two people? I'm pretty sure their moods have changed because of, what's going on. I'm pretty sure that all of these could somehow apply to them. They no longer live at their home. They haven't made much of an appearance for us to even take notice of, whether or not there's been any change in a physical appearance. They don't have a normal routine anymore because they're out hiding somewhere. To be quite honest, the only person or people, there was a few neighbors that moved, but, as far as, because it states that there, if there's any sudden departures from the area around the time of her disappearance. The only two people that pretty much departed and went anywhere has been Annie and Tommaso. Now, as far as, vehicle cleaning or repairs, that wouldn't apply because their vehicle was taken at one point in time. I have visited the home and I have seen the vehicle come and go. So sometimes their car is there, and then sometimes their car is not. So that explained to me that they've been in and out of their house at some point in time. It's questionable if they have unexplained interest or disinterest in the Nancy Guthrie neighborhood because they haven't been around. Noticeable intense interest or disinterest in the investigation or an unexplained knowledge of the situation. We don't know any of that because they haven't been around. I don't know. I just seem like this can only apply to somebody close to me. I mean, it can't really apply to somebody out in the free world. That's just some random person. How are you going to take notice of that? Or how is that going to apply to this situation? I mean, it's easy to take notice of those things, but I mean, people are experiencing these type of things all the time. I don't think this is going to be things that we could be looking for that's going to bring justice to this case. I really don't. Unless it's somebody that that really knows the family. Or, could possibly have something to do with this family. Maybe that's what they're getting at. But who? AltaQuest says, I'm sure the FBI knows where they are. I maybe. I mean, I would agree with that because they're the only ones that didn't clear them. I mean, Sheriff Nanos is the only person that cleared them. The Pima County Sheriff's Department didn't clear Annie and Tommaso. Sheriff Nanos himself cleared Annie and Tommaso. Isn't that crazy? They didn't even clear Annie and Tommaso as a whole team when it comes to law enforcement. It was just one person. When do you ever hear that? That's just crazy to me. Just crazy. I got a little bit of time here left. I want to take the time real quick to open up the phone lines. I want to hear the viewers' thoughts here on this and see what they think as far as the fact of what we're bringing to everybody's attention tonight. What do y'all think? Do you think Savannah knows anything? Do you think that she's trying to just have some type of empathy to, give Annie and Tommaso the time and day to come forward and finally just, let the world know who it is? Maybe it's not them. Maybe they know who it is. Is she just giving them the benefit of the doubt for now? Are they really actually trying to figure this out and they really don't know? Are these specific things that have been brought to our attention a distraction? Or do they really just not know? I'm confused. Let me get up the phone lines here just real quick here. I want to pull up something though. And I thought I had it on here, but I guess I don't. Maybe I don't. What a Wonder says when she asked for media not to follow for gain or entertainment meant she possibly blaming herself for just doing that. I don't know if I could agree with that. I don't see Savannah blaming herself at this point. I truly think that there are some things that are happening in the media world that not specifically the things that point toward her being responsible for this or her siblings, but the fact that people are gaining some type of revenue off of, talking about just anything that has to do with her mom or this case alone. I don't know if I could agree with the fact that, she's doing this because she's blaming herself. Let me get these phone lines up here just real quick here because I'm running out of time here and I wanted to take a few calls here before I get off of here. I might get back on late tonight here if I make it back home in time and cover some Nolan Wells. So anyone and everybody's invited to tune in with me on some Nolan Wells. There has been a lot of active developments in the Nolan Wells case. So I would love to get back to covering a little bit of the things that have been occurring in the Nolan Wells case as well. Phone lines are up, though. Feel free to chime in. Call me if you want. Nobody called yesterday tonight. Well, we had a couple callers yesterday. It wasn't too crazy, which it's not. It wasn't bad not having a whole lot of people calling in. But I'm fine with it either way. So feel free to chime in. Anybody who's wanting to talk about the Nancy Guthrie case tonight. I'm having an open discussion here on stream tonight. So anybody's open to talk about anything that's been weighing on their mind. Much love to you, Edward. I appreciate the $20 super chat. It says we have done our part. It's defensive. He says resigning statement. It feels like putting responsibility on others. I'm very confused. Body language is a bit off. It feels a bit scripted, but I'm not certain. Right. I mean, it makes it difficult just with what she's saying. It makes it difficult to really understand whether or not she's specifically talking about somebody or she's really, I don't know, man. Her statement has got me. I'm just everywhere when it comes to Savannah's statement. I'm really everywhere. One minute I think that, they really just don't know anything. And then when I hear, people like Chris breaking it down, I'm like, well, it kind of sounds like she knows something. It kind of sounds like she's just waiting for whoever she knows that's responsible for it to just come forward. This the Juice.
Hey, Juice. This is Tammy. How are you this evening?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm good. Okay, now I'm really getting pissed off with this Guthrie case, okay?
It's frustrating.
I will never I have not watched the Today Show in probably 3 months now.
Wow.
And I'm not playing. That used to be one of my favorite shows, okay? But let me just say something here. This family's got to break sooner or later. They got to break. Okay? They have got to come clean.
Yeah.
We know it's A&T. Come on now. I'm not speculating no more.
Wow.
I'm not playing, okay? It's not fair. This 84-year-old lady has been gone 180, wait a minute, let me think now. I want to say 183, maybe 184 days.
Yeah.
Can you help me out with it? Do you know?
It's 100. Today makes 184. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And I don't want to stay on the phone long because I know you just started. You got callers coming in.
No, you're good. Nobody's calling. You're all good.
Okay. This letter that you were just reading it, I had to stop and go get a shower because I've been busy with a yard sale and doing my thing. Anywho, this letter of Savannah's. Yeah. Can I just say something, Juice, to this family in a nice way?
Yeah,
on how they need to come clean. Okay. Young lady on JLR, come clean and put a statement out there for the family, and I'd like to do the same thing.
Oh, JLR put a statement out for the family?
No, a young lady did on JLR.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So, and this is what I'd like to do for the family. They need to come clean. This is their mother. If they have any kind of backbone and any respect for themselves, just come clean. This letter has got me rolling, okay? And then I watched Chris tonight. OMG, it's all fallen into place. It's all fallen into play, just like we all have been through. And what y'all have done throughout these 6 months for this lady and this family, and they're not appreciative.
Doesn't seem like it.
It's just got me going. But I'm not going to give up, just like I won't give up on you all, because I know you're not going to give up until this is over with.
Indeed, for sure.
So, but I don't want to keep you on the phone. I know it's 12:12 here. I know it's like 9.
It's 9/11 here.
9, yeah. But anyways, I'm so sick and tired of hearing people say, I feel so sorry for the family. Okay, I do. They need to grieve in a way, but they can't grieve until this body is back in the possession of this family.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like me yesterday because I was saying the same thing. I'm not really gonna hold back much longer to as far as pointing the finger at who it might be or might not be. I'm really at a point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna. At some point, we got to tell everybody what we really think.
Well, just don't get yourself in trouble by being open,
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying. I mean, I'm almost to that point where it's just like I'm tired of like sitting here and saying, well, I'm just speculating. I'm not. No. The truth is what we think the truth is. I mean, at some point, people are going to just start saying what they think is really going on here. I mean, you keep asking for help, but you're telling us how we should help at the same time. It's like, to me, I don't get it. People help how they help. You got millions of people out here helping. There's going to be
oh my gosh, and
thousands of ways people help.
On the go about JLR is always on. I mean, doing everything just like you do. 857. I miss my boy Alex. I hope that he's not in jail. I've been reading some of this stuff, and I think it's a bunch of gossip and a bunch of lies.
No, I think he's good. I don't think he's locked up.
Okay.
I don't know though for sure, but I spoke to him earlier, so I don't know if he was in jail before that, but I don't think he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been quite busy this week, and I'm working with the church this week, so my schedule's kind of tight.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. When you find time, you'll find time. No worries.
So, but anyways, let's just keep our hands together and keep praying. And we all got to work together. And we all definitely need to donate for these fire victims.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Are you talking about the...
yes. That was on JLR's today, too. So I try to keep up as much as I can. I have all the TVs on and throughout the whole house. I have to go from room to room and clean, and I still get to hear and see. So
yeah, I didn't get a chance to look into that. I got to check that out.
Yes. There is a GoFundMe page. I don't know if JLR is doing it or who's doing it, but when you find out, I'm going to find out because hopefully somebody will mention it on their, somebody's going to mention it. I think JLR did either today or yesterday.
Okay. I'll check that out.
If you find out, please let me know too.
Okay, will do.
So you have a good night. And you know what? I appreciate boots on the ground from everybody. I have a whole lot of respect for you all. And I really appreciate you saving that gentleman's life in the park. I watched the whole thing. And I watched you and your girl go out with flyers with your young little baby. And that just means a lot to me. It really touches me inside. I just want you to know that. You have the most up respect for me, Juice. The whole, all y'all streamers, boots on the ground. All of y'all. I can't name all y'all because it would take me forever. But I see a lot. I see a lot. I hear a lot. You know what I mean? I try to make time for all of y'all. And I do donate. So, you know that I'm on your donating. I think I do have the monthly. I have your monthly stream where I pay monthly.
But I appreciate that, and I appreciate you acknowledging the little things too. It means a lot, seriously.
Absolutely. JLR, same thing. I acknowledge the people who work very hard. And you all do. You all do. All of you, man. I I can't donate to the whole crew, but I can. You know what I'd like to do?
Your time
I'd
is
like
more
to donate $100 to the cookout when you guys have one. That's what I'd like to do.
That would be nice. Well, maybe one of these
Yes,
days we
sir.
might. You never know. I don't know if these guys are coming back ever.
I
but
would. I
that'd
would
be
love
nice.
to fly out there, but I can't get on the plane because I'm
Scared of
petrified. I
planes.
haven't been on a plane since we got married in 27 years ago.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm
So,
not big on planes either.
No, but I will drive out there from Virginia Beach. But anyways, I just had to put my 2 cents out here, but I just think this family needs to come clean. If they really love their mother like they say they do, and they want this to come to an end, I think they need to come clean.
I agree, 100%.
Okay.
Well, much love
Well,
to
I'm
you,
going to let you
Tammy.
go. So, yes, you have a good night, and don't work too hard this week.
I won't.
Much love to you and your family.
You too. Much love.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Mr. Juice.
What's up, Juice? How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. I just wanted to get on here and hit us with some hard facts and reality. And I just want to say, all respect to you and hats off to you. Just all respect to you and love, man. In a world right now where we're facing a lot of trouble, and I'm going to keep it real, a lot of racism in this world, you are really standing up and standing out, and you're really doing what almost nobody else is doing, and you're fighting through it, and you don't see color. What you see is a woman that needs help, and nobody really wants to help her, not even her own family, and you're doing what you can. So, man,
Yeah,
brother,
I agree with
much
that.
appreciation
I
and love,
appreciate
man.
that. I appreciate
Yeah.
that, man. Much love. That means a lot.
Yeah, yes, sir. It means a lot to me too, because I know people shy away from saying something like this, but it needs to be said. It does. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
I agreed. I've lost a lot of followers because of it too. It's crazy, but and it goes to show there's still a lot of racism out there. That's for sure. But no stopping my heart. I'm gonna push through it all for sure.
Yes, sir. You're a leader, man. Remember that it doesn't matter how many followers, how many people follow you. You know what I mean? It matters how your actions are. As long as your actions show you're a leader, you will always be a leader.
I appreciate that, man. I truly do.
All right, brother, man. You have a good one.
All right, man. You too.
All right.
Man, much love to him, man. Thanks for the wise words. I appreciate that. That goes a long way. It really does. And it seems like a lot of people acknowledging the little things tonight, which is amazing. I love to hear it, love to see it. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of challenging things throughout, just simply covering crime. I mean, I was surprised to see how much comes with this. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean, I've lost a lot of people because of, the littlest things. You'd be surprised. But I always remind people, especially for people who are new to this, that it comes with streaming. Growth comes with losses. People have said, Juice, you're different in this case. It's a whole nother case. I get why people could think I'm different, because I've been covering the Nolan Wells as well. And if you've looked into the Nolan Wells case, there's a lot of race involved when it comes to it. But everybody knows I don't agree with the race thing, period. And just the fact that race has anything to do with it. Joy!
Hey,
Long time no hear. How you doing?
well, sometimes I get tired of listening to all the same shit. But you're right. You're right. Savannah knows who did this. She's playing it off because she doesn't want to admit it. She needs to get down hard with her, whoever she knows did this. Because I'm tired of her being a snotty bitch to these YouTubers that are out there trying to keep her mother's name alive.
Yeah.
Out there. And I don't see no reason for you guys to get boots on the ground anymore. I don't believe it's anybody in those parks that are homeless and doing drugs that did this to her. It's Annie, Tommaso, and their little group.
Yeah.
Not anybody. Because why would they ask somebody, even if Annie works for that place that all the homeless people come? Why would they ask them to help? Tommaso set this shit up. He's been on it for months. And I can't wait till they get a hold of his ass. And Annie. But Savannah, yeah, she's been a snob. She thinks she's better than anybody. She's got to keep her job. But she thinks everybody's a low life because they're not making big money like she is. But
Yeah.
she needs to get over that shit.
Yeah, I guess the idea
And then,
is to go ahead. You're good.
and Dennis is involved. I believe he's involved. He knows what happened. That's why he doesn't want the search dogs, because he knows exactly what happened. He's whatever they said he is. He's no good. He needs to be behind bars himself.
I think
I
so
don't know
too.
where he's making money off this shit.
I agree.
Yeah, and Samantha, she needs to get rid of that sheriff and get somebody else in there, because it doesn't make sense. He's been playing this game for 6 months, and it's awful. It's hateful and awful. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Is you're right. Nano's involved, and Savannah knows who did this, and she needs to quit trying to blame somebody else. Maybe she's waiting for Popeye or Bozo the clown to come forward and say he did it.
That's how I felt in the beginning. I felt for the longest time that they were just waiting for whoever it is to come forward and finally just tell them who it is. But I mean, who could that be? Who is it that's going to come forward and tell them anything without any money? I mean, since she tends that, if the ransom notes tend to be real, like she says that they are, then why aren't they bribing them with more money?
No,
I
don't
would
know,
be.
but I wouldn't. I'd tell everybody else that's out there looking and buying flyers, they might as well stop, because they're just wasting their time and money.
Yeah.
Samantha knows who did this. She knows where they're at, and she needs to answer to God, and instead of playing with the devil and keeping it to herself.
I agree. If she knows something, she keeps telling it. She keeps implementing it to us. If you know something, say something. Well, I think we probably need to reverse the script and tell her that, if you know something, you say something.
But I feel for you guys out there, boots on the ground, buying flyers, and AJ going over there to a homeless camp, asking if you've seen this one, passing out water, cigarettes. They got their own life. They're homeless, and they do their thing.
Yeah.
They're not involved in any of this Nancy shit.
No, I agree.
Half of them don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess you just never know. I guess the goal is to just show them the picture of the perp and see if they could maybe identify this person by, maybe there's a possibility that they've seen this guy walking through the park one day. We're just really trying to get lucky for the most part, but yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. And I think this person's long gone by now.
What person?
The perpetrator who took Nancy. I think that they're long gone. Whoever, for the porch guy at least. I don't know if that's Tommaso at all, but just perhaps if it isn't, he's probably long gone.
He knows he did all this. He's connected. It's in this little group. Let's see if what's his name's going to say anything in court next month or this month. Is it the gray SUV or
Colella?
No, he's from LA.
Oh, you're talking about Luke.
Yeah, if he's going to say anything, because they keep looking at him, but I don't know.
Don't you think he would have said something by now, though, if it was Luke?
Well, maybe so, but that other kid, he's smart. He's suing the fucking sheriff for doing this
Carlos.
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's T. He set this shit up, and he just thinks he's a big winner. He thinks he's smart. He's out there having a good old time because he knows he thinks he's never going to get caught, but he will. Heaven forbid. God knows.
I just don't get what
Okay.
they're getting accomplished by sitting and hiding out. Like, I don't understand what's going to like how much longer are they going to wait before they finally come back
Because
out?
that's what they want. That's what they want people to believe. That,
Yeah.
that they're scared for people coming after them. That's not it. They're just hiding because they know they did wrong.
I
They
agree.
can't face it.
I agree.
They're two chicken shit. They come from the devil's hole
Yeah.
or dungeon. They
And-
can't face her.
Yeah, what are they trying to figure out? You know, what are they getting out of hiding out and not showing their faces right now? What is I mean, how long do you do that? Because no one's going away. Just like you're in a house and it's being raided and they're waiting for you to come out with your hands up. They're not going to go away until somebody comes out. So the same thing applies
Well,
to
I
them
can't
hiding out.
imagine- I can't imagine them just leaving their house and going to Italy with all the furniture and stuff in there.
Yeah.
They haven't. Nobody said anything about them selling or renting it out.
No.
Well furnished. So wherever they're at, they're just playing their game.
Yeah, I agree.
They're just, and people want to think that we're all bad, that they didn't
Indeed.
do anything wrong.
What?
Okay, young man, I said enough. I let you go.
All right, Joy. Good to hear from you again too.
But I still believe Nanos knows everything. He knows exactly what happened day one.
I'm starting to think the same thing.
And he said he's not talking to them, but that show that came on the other day that was interviewing Nanos, he said he was talking to him or been talking to him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he has or not, but anyway. Yeah, I think he knows exactly what's going on, and I can't wait till they get him.
Could be why he
Throw
doesn't
him
want
behind
anybody to help.
bars. Right. I mean, why else? Why wouldn't he want anybody to help him? He was, this is a serious thing. Let it
Yeah.
happen to his mother, his wife.
Yeah, it would be a whole nother ball game, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I hope they get enough signatures to get rid of his ass.
I hope so too, but we fell short already, so I don't know if we'd have to start all over again or how that would take
No,
place.
they're getting signatures, sending an email to that other place.
Say it again.
They're supposed to send an email to that other place, a higher up,
Oh, okay.
and they're going to be looking into that next week.
I think I did
That's
hear
what
something
they said.
about that. Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, have a good one. Talk
All
to
right.
you later.
You too, Joy. South Joy, I haven't heard from her in a while. Good to hear from her. Yeah, I mean, could it be possible that Sheriff Nanos, the reason why Sheriff Nanos has not wanted any help was due to the fact that they already know exactly what's going on here? Could it be so that the Cajun Navy he saw this as the Cajun Navy coming in and helping, wasting their time because they already got everything all figured out? It's possible. It's very possible. Very interesting. It's the juice. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Did I call into the correct number?
This is Juice. Are you looking for Juice?
Yes.
Yeah, you called the right number.
Okay. I was just calling. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I've been following this case since like the very beginning. I feel like there's things that have kind of gone on that I don't know. There's conflicting things sometimes, so I've kind of forgotten some things, but
Yeah.
this might be a crazy theory, but so when Savannah came on TV, or I'm sorry, left the Instagram message, and she was saying like, we did our part. Is there anybody that thinks that maybe they paid the Bitcoin to the guy who said he was going to leave the cell phone? Because the last time Harvey Levin gave an update on that, he kind of said that the FBI hadn't completely ruled that out and that they were going to look into it.
Interesting.
So I'm starting to wonder if in the note she's saying we did our part, and are they waiting to get some sort of correspondence back from that?
Like as if they sent the money?
Yes.
I
Like if
don't
they sent the
know.
1 Bitcoin. And then because Harvey Levin has been really quiet since then. And so are they working that behind the scenes? They sent the Bitcoin, you know, maybe nobody pulled it out yet. I don't know how Bitcoin works, but I'm assuming whoever did this has a million VPNs behind everything, and they're just trying to work through that.
That's a good
The
thought.
other thing that I was thinking, well, and the other thing too tied to that I was thinking is I think that if that theory is true, there's a couple of things that kind of made me connect that thought. And one of them was that when that person had been calling in and they said, you know, why did you want writing in, why did you want the Bitcoin and not the reward? And Harvey Levin had said that the person said, well, I had committed a crime. They didn't want to, they weren't in the States anymore, but they knew who did it. So then that also leads me to believe, is this person far away, knows who did it because they have some connection to Tucson? And again, if they're far away and it's not going to be as easy for authorities to get to them, okay? And then on top of that, I think, okay, so if they were at one time local to Tucson, because they said they were, and they know the people in the area, and say it's somebody familiar with that family, and this is such a tiny detail, but for whatever reason, I can't get past it. They were saying that those people first checked the house out January 11th and then came back. I'm thinking to myself, is it somebody familiar enough to know that her dog died in December? From what I heard, because, I mean, the thing is, yes, it wasn't a big dog, but a dog's going to bark.
Yeah.
And then if you hurt the dog, is somebody going to hear you hurting the dog if you prop the back doors open?
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, but I don't know. I can't.
Okay, so I'm not the only one who thought.
No, because I think it's been so many things that went on in this case that it's been hard not to, think of every possible angle you can come at this case here. But I don't think Savannah personally paid a dime. Just to go back to your first comment you made, I really don't. From what I've heard too, she hasn't paid anything at all. I know that they put some money in there to see if there was any activity.
But that was the ransom note money, Bitcoin, right? And even Harvey Levin didn't come out. And I only say that, right, because he was the only one talking really about it in the beginning until the news stations were talking about it a little bit more openly. But that account would not be the same account as the ransom notes, right? This is just a different Bitcoin address. And he said even in the last note, they changed the Bitcoin address or referred to the old one so they knew it was the same person, but then gave them a new one. So right now, the FBI, Harvey Levin, the family, is probably the only people who know what that new Bitcoin was. And I'm not even saying that was a farce, but think about it. If it's 1 Bitcoin and you had the ability to pay it like Savannah does, and it's worth a try, what would she really have to lose? A Bitcoin? I don't know. That was my other theory on it. That maybe she was saying we did our part. So I'm thinking, if she's saying we did our part, did they throw that Bitcoin in there?
I think she would have to be getting at something else, because I think the fact that they demanded proof of life tells me that they weren't willing to put anything into that Bitcoin account unless they were able to.
But again, you're talking about 2 different Bitcoins, right? You're talking about the Bitcoin for the ransom versus the Bitcoin for the guy who just said, I know who did it. I'll give you the name and number. There's actually a phone hidden somewhere.
Right, but I think the same thing would still apply whether or not they're 2 different Bitcoin accounts, right? Because it's just 2 different Bitcoin accounts, but it's still for the same thing.
Well, agreed, but I'm just thinking they weren't asking for the ransom of $4 million. They were asking for a Bitcoin. So, 4
Well,
months into it or 5
yeah.
months into it, is she like, listen, my mom's worth a Bitcoin?
But the one you're referring to, they determined that one was fake, that one wasn't legitimate.
No,
She said the first
unless
two.
there was some update unless there's some update I'm not aware of. They said, well, the last update I heard, and again, maybe I missed one. The last thing I heard was that they weren't ruling it out, that they were going to look into it. Now, again, maybe I missed something because there's been a lot going on. But
yeah, it's hard to
those are
keep up
just,
with everything.
that's just another thing I was thinking, because the I did our part thing, like people are speculating, oh, they put up the money for the reward and that's what she meant. And I could see that also. But I don't know, something about that just kind of lingering in the back of my mind, because I think it's a very small group that must like just have connections, obviously, in the Tucson area. I think it was local. I do genuinely think it was people who may not have meant to harm her, but were going to try to extort the money out, and then when it went wrong, realized they were really in over their heads. And I think the family's staying kind of quiet because, I think they're walking a really fine line about whether or not they come out and be aggressive and completely scare off any communication, or, but then on the flip side of that, like, people are then kind of running with it in the opposite direction, which I can totally understand too. But I do think it is kind of a balancing act for them. Like,
Definitely.
they're not trying to come out and be like really aggressive and then completely scare this person off, and saying that's lack of a better way to explain it, and then they just never hear anything again. So I think they're trying to play that there's a very fine line they have to walk there.
That's a good thought to think about. I know for sure that the first two ransom notes that she said that she tend to believe they were real. From what I remember, I thought that the third one was ruled out as fake, but you might be right. I might have forgotten. I don't know, but I thought, from what I remember, that third one with the $65,000 was the one that was fake, and I thought Colella was the one who took part in that one.
Well, the one, so that was separate. No, so what I might, again, there was a lot going on, so I could be confused, but I thought I followed this in the beginning pretty well, but again, Colella came in, that call and that came in very early in the case, if I remember correctly. But what I'm referring to is, if you remember, TMZ kept saying that they kept getting these annoying, like, emails from this person who was adamant that they knew where she was. And they even sent an email that said, time is of the essence.
Yeah, I remember.
And then they sent another message and said, time is no longer of the essence.
Yeah.
And then several weeks later, Savannah came on and did an Instagram message, which had, like, sparked another message from that person. And that's when they came and, like, called in or wrote in or whatever and said about, like, there's a cell phone, blah, 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 blah. And then so the last thing I had heard was that they were looking into it. And then, like, you never heard anything else.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah. And this person was responding, though, for the most part. Well, I mean, he was... Well,
and then I got to thinking, every time she did an Instagram post, that's when he sparked up again. So then I thought, well, maybe she did another Instagram post because he tends to engage then, and she's trying to spark, like, further information.
Good point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Savannah paid a dime or anything like that at all, but, it's possible she did put some... I mean, Harvey asked to put money in the Bitcoin account, and he asked to do a, I don't know if you remember that, but he was saying that he would do a documentary to make all of his money back. But yeah, I don't think anybody put a dime in there at all. I don't think Savannah paid anything, but She could have. I mean, if she gave away
It'll be interesting to see what.
$500,000, she could have.
Yeah, yeah. That was just, I think that's what I could when we were trying to correlate like what she meant when she said we did our part.
Yeah, yeah.
I just thought, well, if it was her, if it was me, and I had the ability to do it, and they were just saying, here's one Bitcoin, and I'll give you some directions to a phone or that has pictures, I'd be like, here's the Bitcoin, and then I think, I got thinking about it a little more, and I was like, well, if she did that, and this person is far away, because they had made reference in one of the notes they sent to TMZ that, like, they don't live in the States anymore. They'd been gone for multiple years. They had local ties to Tucson before, but they got in trouble with the law, and they didn't want to come back, and that's why they didn't want the ransom, and were asking for the Bitcoin. I thought, well, it might take a very long time if this person's, and I don't think it's Mexico, to be honest. Like, I was thinking
No.
something completely different.
Really?
I don't think it's, yeah. And,
What were you thinking?
yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking it's somebody who, when you start to, I don't know anything about crypto or anything. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess for me, I hate saying, because, like, you don't want to, like, ever, throw something out there that isn't accurate. But I guess when it came into my mind and it said US dollars, I'm thinking something like foreign.
Yeah. Yeah, because who would really know
No.
anything about Bitcoin if they lived in Mexico? But I think.
Yeah, and the whole US dollar thing. So I was like, I don't know. I had
Good
kind
point.
of just thought that over. I don't know.
That's a good point. Wow, I didn't even think that deep into it. But I think that this person could have had ties. I mean, a lot of people here in Mexico, or a lot of people that live here, are either from Mexico or they have a lot of family in Mexico. So I think it'd be an easy getaway for somebody who's Hispanic, because most people that I've came
Sure.
across here have Hispanic family members that live in Mexico. So who knows?
Yeah,
I mean,
and I mean, I can totally understand that. I think I kind of leaned that way in the beginning,
yeah,
but the more this has kind of played out, I've kind of gotten away from that a little bit. And I'm thinking maybe a little bit more foreign. I think it would be harder to trace. I think that, when you start dealing with people who are no longer living in the States and they're living abroad, like, that legally becomes more complicated.
yeah. But the US dollar is a little bit more than the Mexican dollar
Right.
too. So I don't know. That's a good one to think about. I mean, now you got me kind of thinking a bit. Yeah, that's something to think about.
Sorry if I talked a little fast. It's the first time I've ever called in.
No, you're good. And I appreciate you calling in. Yeah, I've been thinking about what you brought to my attention pretty much all day. I just don't know what she meant by we did our part. I just really wish I knew who she was getting at. But I still can't call it. I mean, it almost sounds like she's talking directly to family. But then maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah, I just personally, I don't think the family's involved. I think that I think that we think, immediately our human nature would be to go to, like, desperation, do everything you can, which I totally understand. But I think they're more so the FBI is like, this is a long game. Like, don't come in guns a-blazing, because you're just gonna, they're gonna just drop off completely. I think if she just periodically pops up and tries to appeal to their, like, human side, that's what they're trying to get her to do. I think that's just me. I think there's a fine line for her to have to walk before they completely freak out and get alienated, because they seem really, coming in hot to kind of just managing that situation.
But you don't think after not getting any answers at all, she suspects that it could be a family member at all? Just, due to
I think
the lack of.
I personally think the family knows a lot, but they're just not going to come out and say.
That's true. That is true. I just
like,
question whether or not
I
they
was
have a good
shocked
relationship.
Because like, for instance, I was shocked. I had just watched like something on the Kohlberger case too, and I was listening to one of the families, and one of the guys who was like originally supposed to be like a detective for the defense. And when I started listening to it, I was shocked about how much more the families actually knew than what I ever thought they knew.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like Savannah and her family know a lot more than what they're able to lead on.
But Savannah, I mean, one thing I always mention is Savannah knows why they were there for why they were there so long when they were at Annie and Tommaso's. And I just wonder if that really affects the way she thinks about who may be responsible for this at all. But maybe they really did get to the bottom of it, and she's no longer keeping that in mind anymore, because she had to have thought about it at least a couple times because they were there.
Oh, sure, especially because they were the last ones to see her. 100%.
Yeah.
I would totally get that too. And I think that a lot of the time, like the first couple of days that they were at Annie and Tommaso's too, I think a lot of that, you ultimately think, because if you remember, Ashley Banfield said that the FBI in the beginning, or the sheriff's department, I don't remember which one it was like leaning towards the family, like someone in the family. But then I think that was a pretty early on, and then all of a sudden, because it took like a week or just over a week for the FBI to track down that Nest Cam footage.
Yeah.
So I think like with them not knowing that existed, that would have been like who you would first go to.
Yeah, and I think
So
just
maybe that's
logically,
why
that's how it's supposed to go anyways. I mean, the family's
yeah,
usually
I've
there.
heard that too.
Yeah.
So anyways, now that I've laid all that out there, think about all that.
I definitely will. You got me thinking for sure, and I appreciate you calling in too.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Man, she had a lot of good information. I mean, some things to think about for sure. I mean, I can't call it, guys. I don't know. I mean, no one knows. I guess we won't know until we actually know. I can't call it. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know how to feel in this case. I've said it a million times. I don't know where we stand at this point. I'm not going to be shocked. I'm telling you right now, if whatever this comes down to, I won't be shocked. It's the Juice.
Hey, Juice. This is Carolina.
Hey, Carolina.
Did you see today 857 had gotten, people were calling him because there was a dead body that was came over the scanner. It was about 10 miles out of Tucson, the city.
I caught a little bit of it. Yeah, I think, did he get kicked out or something like that, or be asked to leave by a pastor?
Yeah, he did. Well, what happened? I mean, I think that's another one of their stories, in my opinion. But they found out pretty quickly that it was a male. So then, they knew it wasn't Nancy. But it was very interesting. Someone said, wouldn't it be interesting if it was the perp? And of course, that's a huge long shot.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. And so, yeah, what's happening is he's sitting there. He's not doing anything there. He can't see anything. And pretty soon, here they come walking over. And they're like, oh, hi, how you doing? And he said, the pastor called and he doesn't want you here.
Wow.
Well, unless the pastor happens to watch 857 Tucson, there's no way he could have possibly have even known he was there. So I don't believe that, or either they called him and said, hey, can we kick this guy off of your property?
For sure.
But anyway, he said, can I ask you a few questions? He goes, I heard you found a body there. And he said, you got any information? And they said, well, it's not who you're looking for. So.
So they knew who he was then.
They knew who he was. Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. Obviously.
And they're watching for
so
sure.
I thought, yeah. And they said, if you can find a place to sit that's in public property, you can stay here. Well, of course, there wasn't because it's on the side of a highway. But anyway, I wanted to touch on that. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is the paragraph that you said in Savannah's statement that you said you found disturbing. When you read that again tonight, that was probably the first time it hit me, too, as being, oh my gosh, maybe she's talking about herself.
Yeah, it's
because
you're good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but she did bring
Because
up herself before too, though. She did say, well, she asked Cameron, I guess, but
right.
so maybe she still is talking about herself, or maybe she's still implying that it's her.
But I feel like she's like describing exactly how someone would feel if they thought their family member was involved and they were torn and they were upset because of the position that they've been put in and they didn't know what to do about it. And then the part where she says you can always come home. Well, since nobody knows where they are, maybe she's telling them to come home. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Good show tonight. Thank you for taking my call, and I appreciate you in chat.
I appreciate you calling. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts with me tonight too. Much love to you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah, I heard about 857 going out there, and then I heard he also got kicked out too, which was kind of crazy. Let's take a look just real quick here.
Oh, I'm a lot cooler than you guys. And I didn't mean cooler like that. You know what I mean?
Probably are too. It's humid. So I'm Deputy Horn. So
Deputy Ortiz and Horn.
Kind of hard to hear, guys.
nice to meet you first.
Yes, sir.
So we are working investigation, obviously.
Yeah.
We did speak to the pastor of the church.
Yeah.
The property, and he wouldn't like anybody in the parking lot to be at.
Oh, yeah, totally. Okay. Respectful. Is there any way to get his name just because I wanted to maybe talk with him and find out?
The church? I believe he goes by Pastor Lynn.
Okay.
L-Y-N-N.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Are you able to give me any information? Like on?
Not who you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
You're a cool
Wow.
guy.
Thank you.
I work on magic
Cool.
reasonably, so I'm just asking you to leave.
Yep.
If you want to go to like the off the property, off the side of all
Yeah.
or something, you're well within your right to do that.
Okay. Hey, thank you guys.
That's
All right.
crazy.
A what?
Amazing. Amazing. Well, I mean, at least he could, feel good about the fact that they are, watching him and they know who he is. This the Juice.
Hey, what's up? It's Ray.
Ray, you out there? What's happening, brother? How you doing?
Hey, I support you, man. I just don't come in there anymore just because,
Uh-oh.
it's just a lot of people say bad things, and I know you're a true man, and that you pray and you support your family there.
Yeah, no, I understand. You just got to try to ignore it. And then just remember, you're always, you can always block people who, kind of are here for the wrong reasons. So just talk stuff. But no, I understand, man. I mentioned you yesterday too.
I was block me because.
Oh no,
hey,
no,
I was
no.
hoping you didn't block me.
No, I don't really block anybody on my channel. I may have timed people out from time to time, but I never block anybody completely. And I would never have a reason to block you, man. I enjoy your company, so.
Like I said, God bless you. Keep doing what you're doing. And your hairdo, man, that's old school right there, bro.
Afro puff. It's
hey,
only
man,
temporary.
Like I said, hey, but what I'm saying is, it's what's inside, not outside, bro.
Indeed, man. I appreciate you calling too. And I was looking for you yesterday. I was looking for you, man. It sucks that you haven't been here because of the drama in the chat, man. I hate to hear it. But
No.
Not drama, but people talking crazy, I guess.
Right. But, I'm just true red, white, and blue, and I believe in the man, and I know you're doing good because you're taking care of your family there.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I'm trying to. I'm hanging in there.
But like I said, hey, we just do what we do, man, and when I first seen you out there, we won't mention what scene, but I knew you were true, man. I did know you were true.
That means a lot, man. It really does. I mean, it takes people time to take notice of certain things like that. So that means a lot.
I've been drugged through the dirt, man. And people like you hey, this might mean a lot, but people like you, when you stay strong and you put them prayers out there and all that, that means a lot, bro.
Hey, I try. And all thanks to Nancy, man. To be honest with you, I wasn't praying as much until I started covering the Nancy Guthrie case. So maybe somehow Nancy instilled something in me. I don't know, but I've been doing it a lot, not even just here, but me and my girl prayed the other night. I've been praying amongst my own self lately. So I don't know what happened to me, man, but whatever it is, it's good. So
I don't know, but I tell you, man, that prayer is good no matter what you're doing.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all sin. We all sin, okay?
Indeed.
I'm not here to preach, but what did that man die for us?
Hey,
On that cross
sacrifices
for our
sure.
sins.
Yep.
Now, I ain't going to come on here and do, well, I ain't going to say the other guy, but what I'm saying, I don't here to preach, man, but I'm glad that you're doing that, and that will help your family. And as long as you work and you try, I always support you, bro.
Hey, likewise, man. I try to remember to shout you out even when we don't talk on the phone. So, likewise, brother.
Just all you got to say, man, and it's nothing like I'm trying to get clickbait or anything. I don't even have a Facebook out there.
No, I know. You know, I'm very observant, so I'll smell it if it's something else. But no, I know you're good people, and I know you're just here to support. I know you're not here for other reasons, so I appreciate
But like
that.
if you had merch, I would have people buying your merch. But you're not one of them. You're just true, man. You ain't there to make money. You're out there to, I don't know what to say, man.
It's here for growth. I would love to get merch one day. I mean, it'll come eventually, but you know, yeah, I'm here mainly for the growth, and I've been struggling to do that lately, but I'm gonna figure it out. That's for sure.
And all you have to do on that merch is say, get it. Hey, I guarantee you it'll sell. Just say, Ray. Ray's a supporter.
Hey,
hey.
man.
But I don't like to keep you like that. You work, man. You support your family. And that's what I'm all about. You know, red, white, and blue.
Hey, I love the conversations we have, man. I appreciate you, and I like the way you say that too. Red, white, and blue. I've never heard that
And
before.
the thing and I'm telling you the truth. You can look me up, track me down.
Sherry, much love to you. Thanks
Now,
so much for the
there's
$2 super chat, and I
5
appreciate that
kids
comment.
that are like adopted kids, but I have 9 kids, man.
You have 9 kids?
Yes, and I supported them all.
Man, that's a blessing.
Yeah, and they're all grown. Most of them are grown.
Yeah. Wow.
But my daughter, I still talk to her. Let's see. A few of them I still talk to. Now, the other ones, sometimes that gets me aggravated because they'll get a hold of me, but they're, doing their own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a blessing, man.
You remember the old days when, you'd be like, oh, like, Dad, yeah, I'm working too much. I'm doing this, doing that. And then your kids do that, and then it's like we don't talk too much, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they grow and they I mean, that's
they
how
got
it
their
is.
own thing, man.
Yeah. Yep. That's how it is. That's why you got to enjoy these days when while they last. I mean, I always think about that. I always reminisce on.
And like I said, you just got that one kid?
No, I got 4 in between me and her. I have 4. So, yeah, I mean, I cherish these days.
See, and then I understand what you're saying between her and, okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, man. So I cherish these days for sure that I have with the little ones while they're little, because once they're grown and on their own dusty old trail, it's out of my hands at that
I got
point.
a daughter, man. She's a nurse now, and she's going tomorrow for another class, and she'll be when it's certified. She can deliver babies, everything. She can be she's getting there, man.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of her. And she's the one that's not really my biological daughter, but
Tom, I agree, man. Maybe soon. I got to
young
figure out what to
date
put
her
on
mom,
shirts and come up with the
and
funds to do shirts.
she was at a baseball game, softball game, and I showed up, and she slipped up and says, "I appreciate you, Dad." And I'm like, "What?" You know, kind of story like that. And then since then, for all these years, she calls me Dad, but, you know, because her other dad was like, you know what them kind of guys are.
Yeah. Well,
Left her out there.
Well, that's a good feeling, though. It sounds like I mean, I can't imagine how great of a feeling that is to have, especially the ones that aren't your, and we view them differently. However we view them is how we view them. But, especially for the ones that don't call you dad for the longest time, and then eventually they get comfortable enough to, call you that. So I know that must be a good feeling.
And the thing was, when I met, I'm going to make this short so I don't prolong it, but I'm going to tell you how we met. Me and her mom were going out to the bars, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We came home one day, and she says, there's something I need to tell you. And I thought, oh, God, it's the worst. It is the worst. Maybe, I don't know, no, something like that. Little girl. She says, well, she's coming out. She comes out. And I'm like, wow. It's just about a kid? She said, every other guy besides you would not stay with me because I had a kid. And I'm like, why is that? I mean, the package is the I didn't mean it like that. The package is the package. But she knew me through the rap and all that. The package is the package. I take you with that kid. And then that little kid comes out and says, I said, me and your mom's going to the movies. She said, oh, Ray. And I said, but you're going too.
Wow, what a blessing, man. See, that's a blessing.
And that was when she was like 5 years old, and now she's almost 20-some years old.
Yeah,
She remembers that.
Yeah, they don't forget. They don't forget.
Oh, kids don't forget.
No, not at all.
But, Juice, I didn't mean to get you through all that story or whatever.
No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate you calling. It was good to hear from you, too. It's been a little while, so I'm glad you called tonight.
Yeah, but I've been doing some kind of music. I don't want you to think I'm not doing music, but I do music. But it's been more on the countryside.
A Funko doll? That'd be crazy. Hey, well, you keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't stop, whatever it is. Keep rapping and, keep doing what you're doing.
Rapping? I don't know nothing about rapping. I don't want to be scrapping. You know what I mean? I don't want no trash coming at my... Oh, there we go. I almost used a bad word. No more trash on my ass because I'm real deal. Holyfield. Juice, you're real. I'm real too. I be doing my thing anytime I rap. It's a good thing. You know why? Because it helps me look outside. Say tomorrow's not promised, but I think I'll pray and it will be good.
Hey, much love. I appreciate you for that, man. Always a pleasure getting on the phone with you, man. I appreciate you calling, dude. Truly do. I love hearing your little raps, man, because it gives me. I mean, you make me laugh, so I always need to laugh, man. I'm always usually all serious, so
because I can't rap, man.
I mean, it's not as good as my rap would be. No, I'm just joking, brother. I'm just joking. Nah, you're all good, man. I enjoy it.
I know it's stupid, but you know what? I'm not Cupid. I ain't trying to put it to your heart. I don't want no shot. Guess what? I'm real. The whole deal.
Maybe one of these days maybe one of these days I'll spit a couple bars here on stream.
Did you ever rap?
Not like that, but I mean, I used to write from time to time. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you did.
Yeah.
But mine's all funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do like
I
things
enjoy
that
it.
just straight out of my mind. I don't care what anybody thinks. They can kiss my behind, stuff like that.
Straight off the top of the dome. No, I got you. Acapella style too. No beat.
No beat. I'm off the street. I gay. Got plenty money to eat. Don't smell my stinky feet.
Well, I got to get going here, man. Ray, I appreciate you chiming in and calling me tonight. I'm sure we'll catch up again, and don't let anything keep you away from the channel. I know sometimes it can be difficult and challenging with the people that come here for the wrong reasons, but you know, feel free to come in anytime. You're always welcome.
Now, I'd probably rather call you offline, so you got my number, just call me, okay?
All right, will do. Likewise.
Hey, listen, now, I want to meet you someday so we can, like you said, you do lyrics, we maybe be able to do something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you ever come down here, man, let me know. We could get something, do something, you know, put something together, go out somewhere,
But what
maybe
I'm saying
have a bite.
is, I'm not coming down there to
No, I
beg
know.
on you or whatever. I'll be
No,
coming
no,
there
no,
to
no.
support you.
No, I know. I'm just saying, you know, if you want to put something together, we could try to put something together. You never know. We might make a hit record.
Nah, I don't think I'll ever. I don't do music to make a hit record. You know what I mean?
No, but it might be good. You never know.
All right, much love, and I appreciate you, man.
Hey, you too, man. You have a good night.
You got my number. Keep your head up.
Much love. Will do.
All right, babe.
All right, Ray. Shouts, Ray. Shouts, everybody chiming in and calling tonight here, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in here. Much love to you all for being here. Yeah, merch is something I'd love to do pretty soon, but I just don't. I got to come up with the funds for merch. It's going to take a lot. It wouldn't take much. I mean, the thinking part of it to me, is what's going to be the most time consuming, coming up with not only the specific amount I guess I don't know until I do it. You know, I don't know how many sizes of what shirts I'll need, like who's going to buy the size, whatever sizes that I have the most. And then what to put on the shirts. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I like the jerseys that I did, even though I wouldn't say what they say on them. But those are way too much. But I'm more like an authentic type of guy. So if I do shirts, they're probably not going to be not cheap for everybody, but cheap as far as the material goes. So I don't know. Maybe merch will come soon. I don't know, guys. It's been a thought for sure. We'll see. I don't even feel like I'm that far yet. I don't feel like I've got enough people for merch, but maybe I do. Maybe it may work out. But anyways, guys, it's been a pleasure. I've been enjoying everybody's comments tonight. I've been enjoying the conversations that we had. If you're up late, you're invited to come back in and tune in with me here tonight. I'll probably cover a little bit of Nolan Wells tonight once I get back home. I got to step out for a moment to go get my hair done. So, yeah, we got to get rid of this fro because it ain't working for me. It's kind of like old school. I don't know why I don't like the fro anymore like that. But anyways, guys, it's been a pleasure. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Like I said, I'll be a whole lot more active this month and probably moving forward than I've ever been on this channel. So continue to stay tuned in, continue to support the channel, subscribe. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you haven't, just to remind you it does help the algorithm of the stream and put the stream out there for someone else to discover it. Until next time, guys, it's your boy, the Juice. God bless you all, guys.
Same old talk. If your skin says you don't belong, they can make a wrong look strong. But the fences don't define us.
See y'all later, man.
And the fear they feel will blind.
Gone.
Every face they try to hide still stands right here tonight. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. stones from a driveway built on loans. They pointed brown hands first, then pretend they don't rehearse. But the steps on every street carry more than whitewashed dreams. We belong where we stand, no permission in our hands. Yeah, and the silence won't protect you when the pattern keeps on showing. Every wall they build in pride makes the truth come back alive. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down, 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 down. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down, 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 down. Let it crack, let it show. Every lie they try to grow, one by one, the voices rise.